AWB. We're back here again with FAQ, the madness.
What's up, people?
We're gonna get into his content. What happened with FAQ? He's an Amazon reseller. He wanted to go ahead and document his experience at the Social Security Administration Office, which is a public entity. He was going there to take care of some business for his mom, and he ran into the tyrannical security guard and some unconstitutional policies. And they refuse to look at their own rules and go by their own rules. They make up their own rules, and they try to use the CFR to justify the unlawful illegal policy. But they for some reason they don't interpret it the right way. They interpret it their own way to fit their own agenda versus the way that the rules are set up. So and the rules are set up in a way to where it can be kind of confusing, but it shouldn't be confusing knowing the fact that it's a public entity and we're not going into any restricted areas. We're just sticking to the areas that are public. The fact that people want privacy in public is null and void, and most people don't care until the staff keeps saying, "Oh, the staff start the fire," and then the people go along with the fire that gets started. So I'm saying what's up to everybody in the chat. What's up, Gma? She's been here they were here waiting for a few minutes before we even got started. I want to say what's up, Mike. What's up? What's up, Lou? Lou in the building. Parlay and Cooper. Hashtag stop muting body cam footage. Oh, I saw in the community page where you put that too. I guess they were talking outside the squad car and they had the dash cam on, and something happened with that FAQ.
With the oh yeah, so at the end of, I don't know which video you want to look at or whatever, but
we're gonna start with it first.
Okay, at the end of our encounter, I had already left, but they came around from the front and were on the side talking to management. And the only way I determined that they were talking without their body cams muted or unmuted was that I saw it on their dash cam.
Crazy. Yeah, that's why that hashtag stop muting body cam footage is real, because that it frustrates me so much, because they lying and they conspiring to break the law and violate you and ruin your life. And the fact that they're able to just mute themselves when they're doing that is, I don't know how that's not illegal.
Well, so the way I think about it, if you determine that it's that the incident or the encounter warrants turning on your body cam, then why is it that you would want to affect the record and turn it off at certain times? I get you may want to have a conversation with your supervisor, but in the case where I'm talking about, they called the supervisor, and it would have been nice to be privy to the same conversation, at least on the information that says they said this or did not say this. So
I agree. So yeah, I don't know if you want to talk to the people for a second, kind of introduce yourself. I know you get into it on the video too, but if you want to do like a brief.
For sure. Yeah, so my name is Craig. I do go by FAQ the Madness, and I do drop by and watch your videos and try to get in on some of the lives. And so, hey everybody, thanks for joining us. Okay. And thanks for having me, AWB. Sorry, James. I don't know what you want me to call you.
It's up to you. It's I'm a real person. You call me by my name. A lot of people just call me AWB by the channel name, but it's all good.
For sure.
I know y'all talking to me, so so we'll get started on it. So this is FAQ, the Madness channel right here. Well, this is the video we're gonna see. Anderson is at
Indiana,
SSA, triple canopy security guard and manager pulled me aside for filming, part 1. So we get into part 1. And I know the other part you got later, right?
What did you say?
The other parts are the body cam footage of that you received later, right?
Yeah, so it really goes, I think it goes, part one is where we're at right now with the security guard, and I do talk to the manager, and then part two does you can see what goes on with it when the cops show up. Okay, I forget what the title is. I'm gonna pull it up on my side, but it should be the cops there.
All right.
I'll get everybody find it right now. Just let it hot one day, cold
Sir,
next.
the last time I was here, the lady that came out like you indicated that we can't record in the building.
Right.
So the CFR that is listed says that we can.
We need to record outside the building, but not inside the building.
But inside the building it says we can.
Where?
CFR.
Mm-hmm.
This one right here that you all refer to. Let me show you. That CFR right there says that we can record in the building.
So I know we stopping kind of early, but one thing I want to say is that they don't care about their rules when it comes to how they feel about it, you know, which is absolutely crazy. But I remember going to another federal building and the DHS comes out there and, you know, he points to a sign that says, well, it doesn't really say anything. It's a picture of like a recording device or a cell phone with an X over it, no CFR, nothing attached to it. And then I go to ask the DHS officer if I show him the rules that says I can do this, then what? He said it doesn't matter. I'm going to go by this picture right here, which is absolutely insane. But that's it. It's like the Twilight Zone, but it really happened.
So let me ask you this question: this CFR that you're referring to, I'm not going to leave.
I'm gonna go. And I'm gonna call the police.
Okay, call them, please.
Okay.
Please call them.
I'll be right
Thank
back.
you.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
What's up, everyone? This is Craig, and I am in my hometown of Anderson, Indiana. I am visiting with my mother, who unfortunately has now the beginning stages of dementia. And so we are at the Social Security Administration office so that I can assist her with taking care of the affairs that she has to take care of. I came here on this day because I went with my mother previously, and strangely enough, the security guards told us that we couldn't record. And it just didn't sit well with me. I thought it would be probably likely that I would want to record the business that we had to take care of, or my sister, for example, had to take care of things. So I just kind of started from there, and I made a conscious decision that I was going to come back and kind of challenge the fact that they are basically saying that they're denying our ability to record in public. I'm pretty sure that I'm going to have to do 2, maybe 3 videos, because I sent off a FOIA request for the information of the supervisor that I had spoken with while I was here, among other things. And it's been now a month and I haven't received those things. Probably going to end up putting in a complaint with regards to the police officers that arrived on scene, because I had issues with their body cam. So that will be forthcoming, but I did want to share this with you guys. I am, just for the record, I am not a First Amendment auditor. I'm a reseller. I sell on eBay, and my business has afforded us the ability to be able to do things such as take vacations, but also get back home and take care of my mother. Enjoy the video. Give any feedback that you have. I would love to hear it. I don't do this often, so you'll see some shaky camera shots and those kind of things, but I put it together in a way that I hope that you enjoy.
All right. So this is just for, everybody who wants to exercise their constitutional rights is not an auditor. The name of my channel was Auditing While Black, but that was just the name of the channel because I thought it was be kind of catchy. I didn't label myself, say, oh, I'm going to be an auditor now. I said, no, let me go try to exercise my rights and, see how it goes. And you realize once you pick up that camera, you start to see a whole different side of people and being in these public buildings. It's a lot of times you'll go to certain public entities and everybody there just has a terrible attitude, and you can't do anything about it, but maybe, tell your friends or family about it, want your bad experience. But it's like, who else is going to know about it? How else do you fix it? Or how do you have an objective record of this behavior? So I wanted to have that. And what I noticed is that, one, they're either going to be extremely professional, or they're going to be extremely unprofessional. that's what you're gonna get.
For sure.
All right, take care.
You know, it's unbelievable.
I've said kind of like what you were saying, that I didn't go looking to become a First Amendment auditor. It found the Constitution found me.
Right.
There's no recording, and I want to make sure that I have the ability to document what it is I need to do for my mother, and I might do that by recording. So I'm here today to check out some things. I want to challenge the fact that they say that we can't record. So we'll see if they uphold our rights to be able to record in public.
Yeah, I think you're extremely polite.
Everybody find it right now.
Extremely like.
Hot one day.
The last time I was here, the lady that came out like you indicated that we can't record in the building. Right. So the CFR that is listed says that we can. Outside the building, but not inside the building. But inside the building it says we can. Where? The CFR. Mm-hmm. This one right here. Let me show you. That CFR right there says that we can record in the building. So you all cite a CFR that says we can record in the building. Federal law, taking pictures or video inside. Right. So do you have the ability to pull up that CFR? Okay, so yeah, so let's do that, because it says that we can record in the building. The reason why I'm asking is because my mother, I need to assist with her, and I want to record our interactions. And when I first came in, like you're saying right now, they said that we can't, but it specifically says that we can. Okay. That CFR. Let me go grab my phone and we'll check it out.
How much more upstanding can you get? Somebody wanting to take care of their mom and document the process. So you want to make sure everything's done right and on the up and up, and you want to have a record of it. And for some reason, they don't want you exercising that right. And usually it's because of so many issues with the Social Security Administration Office. It's not about security for the people. It is because they don't want any transparency, and they don't want to be held accountable for the BS that they put people through. I don't know too many people who've had just an amazing experience with the SSA building. Unless you know somebody who's in that system. Other than that, like just random people, they feel like they're in a power position because you're going there because you need service from them, and they try to make you feel like I don't know what it is. It's just a weird power that they try to display.
The manager. Sure, roger that. Thank you. We have a board that says a bunch of different things, and specifically the CFR. The CFR that they were referring to is this one, and many of you all will know that says that we can record. He's going to go talk to his supervisor, but I've expressed my desire, obviously, to be able to record, because so that when I help my mother, then I'm doing what I need to do. So.
Dale, we'll address your comment later.
That may dictate that they don't want us to record, but the rules specifically say, in fact, on here, let's see where it is. It is C, where it says, in fact, he said he doesn't want to look it up, but I'm actually going to show him on the rules that they're referring to. Thank you. I actually don't specifically be in line, but
so when they're saying, except for like if rules are in place that say you can't do it, those rules have to be legitimate rules. Like no, you can't go into a restricted area and do it, of course, but you can't just make the rules say nobody can film in here, period, just because we don't like it. No, that shouldn't fly. That shouldn't be able to fly. And it doesn't, if you take it to court and you take it all the way through the process, it wouldn't fly. But then you have to go through that entire process first, which can take years and years and years, and most people don't have time for that.
By the way,
Roger that.
No, take it outside until I get an okay.
Oh, I'll wait for him.
No, you gotta go outside until I get an okay. from
So
management.
in the lobby area right there?
No, outside.
Is this a
until I
lobby?
get an okay. This is a lobby.
Okay.
That's a foyer, so take it outside.
Roger that. So,
Until I get an okay from management. I was checking right now.
okay, all right, fair enough.
You can stop recording on the way out too.
Wow.
You know what, just I'll get an answer from out there.
Say again? I didn't hear what he said.
Can you, I mean,
Yeah, shut it off.
yeah, shut it off, please.
That's all he asks is shut it off.
They're referring to the CFR that says we can record it here.
It says right there on the door.
That you can record. It says you can record.
Yes, that-
You are able to record.
It's fine, we're not gonna argue.
Fine, then don't argue then.
Right. People like I hate when people speak up and don't know what they're talking about. They just follow the rules. Well, the rules say I can. So what rules are you talking about? The ones that they have no idea of. They just, some people are just absolutely ridiculous. If you don't know what's going on, mind your business.
So let me ask you this question. This CFR that you're referring to, I'm not going to leave.
You're gonna go.
For
Then I'm gonna
what?
call the police.
Okay.
Look, at this point, he's not trying to hear nothing you got to say. He's not trying to hear anything. And that's why I say, like, you can go like, oh, I can spit. Go ahead and spit out every law, Supreme Court case and all of this, yada, yada, yada. But at that point, they're not trying to hear you. You're right there by the rules and regulations. Say, hey, let me show you right here where it says I can. Nope, go. Yep. Mama. Like, it's like they're not even a real person at that point.
Hey, call them, please.
Okay.
Please call them.
I'll be right back.
Thank you. I'm going to stand right here.
No, you're gonna go outside.
I'll wait outside, but you're going to call the
You're gonna go
police.
outside, and I'm
And
gonna go check with
they're going to
management.
refer to this CFR right here, right?
That's fine.
Roger that.
Gotta refer to what they're referring to.
Roger
That
that.
building, I'm here to take care of that.
Okay, all right.
Outside.
But you're going to call the cops, right? And they're going to let you know.
That happens after management goes outside, sir.
Okay, all right. But you're calling
I'll
it.
be right back.
Roger that. Then.
Management.
And do that.
You just wait outside.
I will.
All of that because you have a camera in your hand. You were nice enough to wait outside.
yeah,
So he's asked me to
thanks to my mom.
wait outside. He's talking to management, and then he's also going to apparently call the cops, which is fine. It is our right to record
I
it.
understand because you still need to take care of your business there.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to do it.
People say, "Oh, you have no business.
I was
You're
in there
just
for
going there
2
to
minutes.
harass people." No, I'm going there to take care of my business, and I want to document it. What's the issue? But the issue is terrible service that they don't want the people to see.
This lady right here is waving or something. She's saying, she acts as though she's telling me not to record.
I could have walked up to
I
her.
don't know why, but
Said, "What you say?"
I can't understand sign language.
I'm a pacer. I don't know if I probably didn't get it on tape. It's fine, but I can also FOIA request the footage from today. But our interaction, he tried to show me the CFR that probably pertains to interviews. I'm not asking to interview him. I need to record my interactions within this office, and we have a right to do so.
Oh, yeah, now we gotta talk to your sister too. Yes, and that. Oh, well, at least we got in. Talk the fool. Spoil our day the rest of the day.
Straight up. Thank you. You're good.
Jill,
I don't know his name. I didn't ask his name, but that gentleman indicates that we are not able to record it here.
No, you can record audio.
we'll get to you after this video.
So where does it say that we cannot record video?
Right here. This is the policy that we're using to advise you.
Okay.
In the
Where's section C on this?
This is the policy that we're using.
But
So this
this
is
is not-
referencing
this
the
is not-
US. This is addressing the US code that way.
Right.
So you can record audio. You are unable to record video.
But it says that we can record video.
No, if you can record audio, what? That then they would try to get you for wiretapping. No, I'm not going for that.
Can you show me that?
Sure. Where is this code? Well, you have it on posted on your wall.
Sure, I'll
Yeah,
go.
let's go look at the wall.
I'll go. The main thing is you can record video.
Understand.
Federal facility.
That's what you're saying, but the CFR does not say that.
You're absolutely recording right now.
So this is what you are referring to. So I'll let you read it. It's dot 420 is right here. A, B, and C.
Damn. Damn. What? He might be right.
That's the look he has on his face.
I get that.
But this is what you are referencing. And what does it say? Do you agree it says that?
Well, I can always get clarification. Not really.
Sure. So law enforcement, which he said he was going to call, will they follow the law?
No, I'm not saying what I'm saying. You can capture images.
So at this point, he's read the rules and said he can, but he's gonna ignore it. At this point, he's just gonna ignore it. So I know you're extremely frustrated at this point because you clearly showing them the rules, and then when you show them the rules, it's like they just turn their head away from it. Like I don't know what you're talking about. We gotta go by the policy. It's like what's wrong with y'all?
Absolutely.
This is public. They have no expectation of privacy in public. So I'm not recording someone. I'm not recording someone. I'm recording in the facility.
What my point is that it is private for them. They might be retiring. They might be disabled.
My mother's in the same situation.
I know. Just let me finish.
Yeah.
It might be that they're disabled. They might be having cancer. They're coming to us. They don't necessarily want this information posted where somebody, a family member, is going to see it and say, "Oh, why were you at the Social Security office?" It is their private.
So you're saying that we can't record for their security? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying for their security. I'm saying
for their privacy.
Yeah.
If that was the case, they wouldn't have security cameras.
The onus is on you for you to protect that. I am not. I may capture. You can't trespass my eyes.
What I can tell you is this is the policy that we're going to adhere to.
This is the policy that you're referring to.
Yes,
this is for interviewing. I don't need to interview. I don't need to speak to anybody.
You said you were wanting to bring your mom in, right?
I will be bringing her, and I also will be inquiring about her account.
Yeah, that's fine.
But in order
to record audio, you cannot record video. Is what I'm telling you.
So how will you know the difference? How will you be able to distinguish the difference of whether I'm recording? Like if I'm doing this right now, I'm getting the audio.
I won't. We're giving you the.
So you're saying if I did this right now, I'm recording. You saw that I was recording, right?
Yeah.
So are you saying? Let me ask my question, please. Let me ask my question. If I'm aiming at the ground, i.e., not showing anybody else, you're saying that's okay versus what? Because I'm using the same tool.
No, I understand that. Okay. So what it says is you can record audio as long as you're not capturing images.
So
if you're going to
show me
it says an audio recording right here.
So let's do the whole thing. A person may audio record his or her telephone or in-person contact or interview with A person may audio record his or her telephone or in-person contact or interview with SSA personnel. Employees should not, however, suggest or encourage the use of recording devices. An audio recording played by a person or his or her representative does not constitute a disclosure by SSA. Therefore, a signed release of any kind is not required. Photography and video recording are prohibited in federal space without the permission of the tenant agency. Parentheses 41 USC 102-74.420. Refer questions to the Center for Security and Integrity in your region. Right?
Yep.
So that's for an interview.
And then it says photography
Kind of
recordings are prohibited by
weird how they
without permission of the tenant
how they
agency,
set this
citing
up.
code and everything like that. So that's what we're going to go. If we've got another question, I've got to take it outside here. But what I can tell you is that at this
Where outside?
moment,
What do you say outside?
I have to contact our regional office.
Okay, so if I record, then what will happen?
With the
Like if I'm in here and I'm video recording, what will happen?
I presume the guard will be asking me to leave.
And then if I refuse to leave, because I'm recording, because it's my right to do so. It's a constitutionally protected activity.
So I'm happy to get that information.
So but what will happen if I'm not doing this?
The guard will be asking me to leave.
Okay, and then if I don't leave, what will happen then?
I'm happy to get that information.
I'm asking you a question, sir.
And I'm going to get you an answer.
What will be the answer? If so I have to be doing this is what you're saying? This is what I'm doing.
What I'm saying is if you cannot record,
I can just do this. Is this recording video? This is right now. Is this audio?
If you have the camera.
What other instrument do I have to record audio?
So on my phone, right, it is an option.
I know you're thinking in your mind, how stupid is this, man?
Yeah, you can't have your cake and eat it too, is what I'm thinking.
That's what you have.
Yeah, and that's what's permitted. Okay. So what I'm saying is I cannot have you come in here recording it. I'm happy to get a clarified response for you. That's perfectly fine, but I can't have you do that inside.
Okay. And so if you want, am I able to make a FOIA request here?
Make a what?
Freedom of
Sure, you can do here. Put it in writing.
All right.
We'll send it in for I think goes.
Okay. So, but my question still remains: if right now you said it was okay for me to get audio in this manner, but if I do this, he's gonna have opposition to that, and so you said that if I continue to do that, what will happen?
The guard will address it, and that's what I'm.
So I'm asking right now, what will happen?
That's what I'm gonna get for you.
Okay.
So if you want to say,
But I'll do this right now. In fact, it cannot be seen. So it's just recording audio.
So I'm in the little lobby area, and I'm not trying to be forceful or anything, or forceful as I need to be with regards to your rights, but he said he's going to get clarification on whether or not I can record, and I asked specifically what will happen if I continue. He said, well, I'll ask the security guard to address you, whatever, etc. But if law enforcement has to get here, then so be it. But the law states that we have the right to record in this building, so that's what I intend on doing.
But we know they don't go by the law.
I also asked if I can get a FOIA request, Freedom of Information Act, he said I can do it on a newspaper. So who knows whether or not they will allow that, but
his argument was, you know, people's privacy matters. We all know that they don't have any expectation of privacy in public, but figure out what it's on.
And one thing I want to say about this, if you're allowed to get audio and they have security cameras, all you would have to do, well, not all you would have to do, because now it's a process. You have to FOIA request that video footage from that building, which is, I think, is open to the public because it's a public building. And all you would have to do is sync it up, and then you have the audio and video. So instead of going through all that entire process, you just have your own objective record, and that be it. You get what I'm saying, Craig?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sorry, I was looking at something that Dale said, which ironically he's been in the whole entire chat the whole entire time, but he's got to get out because he can't convince us otherwise. But yeah, I find that interesting.
Let's address them for a second. For one, you said it's not public, then you said it's a limited public forum. Well, limited is still public, so I don't know what you mean by that. So you kind of contradicted yourself right there. You can't say it's public, you can't say it's not public, and then you can then try to say it's limited public. Public is public. Yet, yes, it's public with limits, and the limits are restricted private offices. Those are limits. Time, place, and manner is, well, your normal business hours. You're in the public areas, and the manner. What do you mean? It's a First Amendment protected activity.
So sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I hear all the time that people say that people ignore the fact that the beginning of the CFR says except. So I'm going to give everyone that they have provided for restrictions within the SSA. And on the signs that they say that you should refer to the CFR and the policy. The policy describes specifically where it is that they don't want you to record. And in the highlighted hyperlink that they have in there, it describes why they don't want you to record for various reasons, including the behavior of the personnel, the SSA personnel. So the restriction that they have in place is described completely. And all of the spaces that I was in, specifically if you saw where the lobby was, they have clear delineated spaces that provide for all the privacy that they're talking about.
You can see it. Like,
yeah. And that SSA policy that they have, its effective dates are from 12/03/2010 to present. It hasn't been updated. Everybody has been told that you cannot record in there, and for such reasons. And in some places, the manager will say, "Okay, I'm not saying that they can't take you out," and they have limited space, like with DMA, for example. It might not have been clear where all of the business was taken care of. So there might be some instances where that is not the case. But ultimately, in this particular situation, and in court cases, often they make rulings on the facts at hand, not a blanket situation all the time. So I'm not saying that you can just blanket go in and do everything and be okay. And the same goes for here. I don't think that the SSA should be, and I think that their policy says so, be able to use those two policies together as a blanket restriction on the entire building. That's where I stand.
And that's another thing I just wanted to add to that. I don't go into buildings thinking I can just do anything I want. I am sticking to public areas that I know are just simply open public areas. You know, I don't complicate it, and I just don't complicate it because it's not. I hate when people say, "Oh, you just feel like you can do what I want." No, I just do what the law says I can do, and they some reason don't like that.
Trying to record video in there, the guard will ask you to leave.
Okay.
If you do not, then the place will be called.
Okay, so at which moment? So, like for example, like we talked about, My phone is facing down, recording audio.
If you're recording audio, no problem. You cannot record video. You can't capture images of the property. You can't capture images of customers or employees.
So you're saying when I do this, for example,
Correct.
that is a prohibited act, is what you're saying.
Correct.
And then law enforcement would be called?
Correct.
Okay, so I'm doing that now.
Okay.
So you're going to call in law enforcement?
Well, what I'm asking you then is to leave. If you're recording video, you cannot record.
And you're asking me to
video.
leave because I'm recording video.
Correct.
Okay, so I am. No, I understand. No. Okay, so I'm currently recording. I'm currently recording, and you're going to call law enforcement? Is that what you're going to do?
He's stupid. Like, you were clearly you were clearly in his office recording, and I don't understand what's their problem. What's the problem? But it's policy. It's like these people are not.
Are you calling law enforcement, or do I need to? All right, so
how ridiculous is this?
The gentleman came back out and told me that he'd call the cops or that they would ask me to leave the building if I recorded video. But they said I was able to record audio. So, and I wanted to clarify exactly what it is that they were referring to. So I, put my phone down, for example, like that, and I said, if I'm recording audio in that manner, I'm not, showing anybody else or any of the walls, etc. Would that be considered recording? He said yes. So he said that then the security officer would ask me to leave the building. Then I totally forgot to get the name of the individual I was speaking with. And then now he's refusing to give me a name. So anyway, I have personally myself called for officer assistance, then to clarify the law that states that I'm able to record in this building. So I don't have a whole lot of juice or even memory. So just make sure I have enough space to be able to capture everything. All right. You talk about a person being able to record his or her telephone or in-person contact or interview with SSA personnel. You say that employees should not, however, suggest or encourage the use of recording devices. An audio recording played by a person or his or her representative does not constitute a disclosure by SSA. And he focuses on photography, on the last sentence that says photography and video recordings are prohibited in federal space without the permission of the tenant agency. But in all actuality, the CFR does not prohibit the activity of recording in the building entrances, lobbies, foyers, corridors, etc. It's telling you that that is permitted. And it says except where security regulations, rules, orders, etc. So the rule or the security regulation that allows the SSA to prohibit recording for interviews, and all of the interviews is occurring somewhere else other than in the lobbies and in the foyers and all those spaces, the C-type spaces. So on some level, their signs are not even referring to the areas in which I was trying to record in.
Exactly.
That's really what I'm trying to say.
That's what
the policy that he refers to, that he pulls out and that he stuck to, does not say that carte blanche, you cannot record in this building, because the policy that he showed me, this policy right here for taping interviews in field offices, is specifying the areas for which you cannot record.
I want to be the greatest. Everybody on the face.
Thank you for breaking that down. That's what I'm saying. They're saying, they try to just blanket, oh, you can't record here, period. No, they're referring to certain areas which would be restricted areas for lawfully restricted areas, not just in a entire building as soon as you step in. But let's
I actually think that and you kind of touched on this, is that people talk about the different types of public forums. If they said limited public, I mean, if you go to a movie theater and you go to the lobby or to the bathroom, you're still within that theater. So I do recognize that there is a difference, and there are certain things that you cannot do and shouldn't do for reasons that are reasonable, timely, and mannerable. Exactly. But that's where I'm at, and I, like I said, I don't know if I said this to you specifically, but the community that we have is First Amendment community that includes First Amendment auditors, regular citizens, and First Amendment auditor trolls. They are different people on the same coin of that issue, and we sometimes think about things differently. But neither they, we, or any of us are the heroes in this story. It is the First Amendment in the Constitution.
That's it. So we get into this is part two is the body cam. Looks like the body cam footage from the angle.
Yep.
So he's going to allow this officer to basically do what Craig is doing, but it's okay when the officer does it because for whatever reason. Also, I wanted to ask you, Craig, is this DHS or is this
No.
regular? These are regular.
It's Anderson PD, which is the city that I was in.
Well, they shouldn't even be there because this is DHS matter, and I don't understand what's the purpose of DHS if you're going to call the regular police.
Well, to be honest, or to be full disclosure, if you will. So
yeah,
I called Anderson PD. The
Okay.
security guard said that he was, well, you'll see in this particular video that he wasn't necessarily going to call his processes a certain thing to call his bosses, and then they may call DHS. You saw that I left. Yeah. So, but, and I don't know if then, or as it stands now, I know who has jurisdiction in these particular facilities, for example, but that is who I called.
Okay. So you called, I just want to, but still, even with them being there, they should know that they don't have jurisdiction and should have told you, hey, DHS handles this. But I guess I don't know. Do you know if they have jurisdiction there? Because I don't know. Sometimes they have contracts.
Yeah, so I don't know specifically for that place, and I haven't done the research on it to find out, if they have an agreement with DHS or not. So yeah, I don't know.
Okay, it's all good. We let it play.
Did you call us for an employee that was recording?
This gentleman right here that won't get a number or leave because he's loitering.
I'm not loitering. I'm not loitering.
You're just sitting here. You're not doing. First of all, you're screening up and stuff.
Hold on. Pause.
Now they're saying you loitering.
You called us because you're trying to record in there.
Correct.
You see this sign?
Yes, they refer to that CFR which says that I can. The CFR that they refer to says that I can.
With explicit permission from the tenant, and you do not have that permission. We've been over this 100 times since 9 o'clock this morning.
So can you and I look at, if you would like to talk to them, that's fine. But I would like to also show them the law that they refer to that says that I can.
You just showed it to you.
Okay, right. Regardless of that, the property managers have a sign posted.
Yeah, but it's public. This is the public.
Yes, I agree.
I'm able to record in public, specifically when I'm doing business. Okay. So that's what I'm saying. Like, for example, when I have my mother here, I need to record the process so that we can make sure we have the items in place that are correct, whatever we need to do. I need to record that. They said, for example, that if I'm recording like this for audio, but if I hold it up, then I'm breaking the law. But that law says that I can record in public, here specifically. Okay. That's what I'm Sure. So that's all I'm saying.
You're being
Yeah.
And he has been.
Okay.
There's nothing out of line other than playing the same time.
Okay. Yeah. And then ultimately what he said, the last conversation we had, what he said that if I don't get a ticket, which I haven't yet, because I really didn't need to speak with anyone today, but I will in the future, but my desire would be to record for those reasons. And I'm in public, and the law specifically states like here, so I think it's different than what they're saying.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Just hang tight. So, what essentially it is, it's like a second amendment audit. So I would call them. And we'll say, where's the second amendment audit? Just get the Social Security office. Well, his mother's doing paperwork here. They have it posted. What's the legality here? What do we need? And they might say, go for it. And I would call them a little bit. You have a phone on you? I would do that first, because we start telling them the rules and the laws and all that, and we're wrong. So we want to make sure we're standing on firm ground when we make a decision. Well, and we have to figure that out. They'll be able to give us some advice. Anytime you have like a second auditor or something like that, one of the reports, we're not supposed to camp. Right. So what we have to do is contact the supervisor and find out before we give a statement of what's true or what's not true.
There we go.
Is it Social Security
Mute.
office? Is it public not?
If everything was on the up and up, there would be no reason to mute it. The manager would have gave his name, no problem. It wouldn't have been an issue. If everybody was doing everything right and they knew everything was right and nothing was done underhanded or in violation of the law, then why not have full transparency? The fact that you would hinder transparency means that something isn't right. Am I far off, Craig?
Yeah. You're speaking English to me. It sounds pretty clear to me.
Okay. That's
a big brain on Brad.
And there's nothing wrong. Like right now, he's gone. There's no. We don't have to stand here and mess with him. It's like, hey man, we'll get a verdict for you. We'll find out right now. We don't necessarily have to make that decision unless you know for sure. Yeah. And neither one of us do either. You know what I mean? That's always, especially when you have somebody that's wanting to record, they want to know the law, so they want us to. I think it's difficult to get them to let them know if they want. Yeah.
Hashtag stop being body cam footage.
Yeah. I like the full range because I like it.
If you haven't already, like the video. Let me put on the closed caption so we can but they're talking a little low.
We'll see when we get to it. Officer Blackman, Matthew Blackman, unit number 386. Good week, Greg.
Brad Miller, 421.
So you said you're here with your mom?
I'm not here with her currently, but I came to Anderson. I was born here.
Yeah.
But she's suffered from dementia possibly. And we came previously to get me on her account. We're going to be going to the VA on 4th to get everything rolling. But traveling, those kind of things, I need all of my information to be correct and accurate. And so that day, even when they first walked in, they said, "You're not able to report it, et cetera." And at first I was like, okay, fine. And I reported. I did it without them knowing because I wanted to do that. But today I can because I know eventually it may be a problem if I'm doing that. But I'm not breaking the law. In fact, if they,
well, we're gonna find out the legality of it. I mean, it's something that we don't deal with all that often, but we obviously have in the past. It's better for us to just figure out for sure. But you're right. I mean, if it's a public space, I don't see any issue with recording. But I don't know what their rights are as far as posting it prior to you coming in, and so we'll figure it all out.
Well, I thought it was interesting.
Well, after that statement, what is there to figure out?
Yeah.
The language obviously says, that you need to express convention, and for news purposes, et cetera, fine. I'm making a documentary, whatever. But I have the right to report it publicly. And in this building, even though they say they would prefer it, I understand you don't. The onus is on them to protect everyone's information. I'm not trying to obtain someone's information. I have a specific.
Yeah, I'm sure that's why they're.
So the cop already said, he said he doesn't see an issue with recording in public because there's not an issue with recording in public. Now at this point, they're there to be policy enforcement.
Yeah.
They completely changed the purpose of their job now. Now they're policy enforcement.
Or in the hopes of just me leaving peacefully is what he said. Like, when they were talking, hopefully he does this,
But ultimately, even with the person I spoke with that said, you will be, I said, well, what happens if I'm doing this? You said I could do audio, but then I do this. What will happen? He says, well, the officer will, that person will get involved and he'll ask you to leave. I haven't been asked to leave yet. I'm trying to go through the right route for law to say you are abiding by the law.
Yeah.
So that's all
we'll get to the bottom of it. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I'll find out what he's saying here, and then we'll go.
How was the energy with these officers? I know when we're taking video, it doesn't always show it doesn't show the energy dynamic that's there. They can be talking to you a certain way and sounding a certain way, like, oh, they're the nicest people in the world, but you can feel that it's not that. You know what I'm saying?
These two that they're talking to each other, Bradley and Blackman, I think, they were fairly calm. You notice that Marcus came kind of hot, and then I would put the security guard a little bit elevated along with the but the manager was just a little bit timid in general. But right. I mean, I would say it was a cordial conversation. They didn't think that I was of any harm to them, so maybe a 5, 6 out of 10.
Okay, cool.
From there, man.
I'm right there. I've been here long enough where, my business may be complete today. I haven't actually talked to anybody else. I'm going to make a FOIA request to the cameras that we have for maybe you also are recording right now. But there are reasons why you can record and do it in a way that's not harming anyone. I'm not trying to harm anybody, and I want to abide by the law. But what they have up there is misleading specifically with the law in section C that says you can record.
Yeah, we'll get to the bottom of it. I'll get you an answer to that.
Recording.
My assumption is that the reason that he's not allowed to record in here is because of sensitive information and things like that. Is that nature correct? Yeah. Okay. So is that why the sign's in place? Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to inform him that.
This is what he's referring to is this little line right here. What he's doing is he's using that says on federal property may take photographs of space, A, B, and C. But what he's failing to do that I just pointed out to him says only with permission of the occupying agent.
Now he wants
agency concern.
So the SSA has said no, and they actually told him that he could set his phone down on the desk when he got his number, got called up to the desk, and he could do audio recording at the window, not for conversations in the lobby or anywhere else, just at the window. And he's just back.
Is there somebody in charge?
That's the first time he ever read that.
Today?
Ever.
Okay. All right. So
I'm
just going to go out and inform him that the concerning agency of which I want to referring to, and me and my supervisor.
I just want to say, this is probably the first time this security guard has ever looked at that CFR.
Probably.
Ever. I know it.
I just double checked with him, and we agree. There's a sign clearly posted. There's tons of sensitive information. People are speaking about sensitive information. You can't have your camera photography record any of that. So, y'all get that taken care of.
And I didn't know that you called him. I told him, he asked me, what are you going to do? What's going to happen if I don't comply with this? I said, well, then my process is I will escort you out of the building, hopefully peacefully, and then I will call my company, and they will decide to call you guys or call FPS. You know, obviously, you guys are a lot closer to get here than FPS is. I'm going to get that, for sure. So you're going to call police? So we're telling you to call police? Well, dude, call police. You're being fine. You're just aggravating. He's already said that he came in here last week or prior and was told the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah. And then he's just sitting out here, and every people would go, I had a big old line, and everybody's like, well, you take this, you take this.
So he's reporting. Who's just sitting right here reporting?
Well, he was outside recording. He came inside, was recording, had it in my face, and everything going on. So, all right. And he's had more than ample chances. And then I just last time I went out here,
So I just want to ask you, what is that line that they're machine that they're lined up for?
That's the kiosk where they enter your, Social Security and what your issue is, etc.
Oh, okay.
And then they give you a ticket and they call you up.
Okay, gotcha.
It's right inside the door in the very beginning when they first got there. That's where it was.
Hang on. Let me finish talking to him real quick. I'll be right out with you.
So either get a ticket by what you were given.
See, this is his interpretation, what he thinks. That's not a law.
Permission to do. You come inside and wait, then you're here for business. Otherwise, you're loitering.
And the police know that.
Simple. And now you guys just showed us for some I heard him not fit in. So he doesn't need it for today.
So it's inside the Social Security office only. He cannot report. Outside, he's fine. Yes. Okay. I'll let him know. And supervisor agrees that he can't report in here. So we'll let him know that. And we'll, he seems really peaceful to talk to. So okay. So I'll talk to him real quick and we'll see what we can do to help you. All right. Hey, what's your name, man?
Mine's Craig.
Craig. Okay. Craig, I'm Marcus. Okay. Good to meet you. So here's the deal.
Here's the deal.
You already.
I was waiting for you to pause because I knew you were going to catch on to that. It's one of the things that makes me laugh every time I think about it.
So, come on, man. You already know. Once you hear that, you know some bullshit about to follow.
Mm-hmm.
That sign right there specifically prohibits you from recording inside the building. You can record on the outside of the building. That's not a problem. Recording inside the building is extremely different stuff, right? This is a Social Security office. There's going to be a lot of people coming in and out, speaking and using and holding.
Now he's just trying to parrot what the security guard was saying, but still not based on the law or anything like that. He's just, it's a lot of people going in and out. So what? What if you're recording in the park and it's a lot of people walking in front of your camera in the park? So what?
Holding up and showing private information. So
which is public, right?
It's not that their information is not public.
Right. So I mean, I may or may not. You cannot trespass my eyes or my ears. So if the same information right doesn't change just because I'm recording.
Right. So anything that's mentioned out of somebody's mouth, that you can hear and remember is one thing. Right. But a recording device to hold that information forever is extremely different.
But I'm able to quote unquote audio record. They said that that's what they're trying to designate, but that CFR does not say that.
Right. So they said that you can go in there if you want. He's even told you, and the manager has told you, right? If you want to come up, get a ticket, go up to the window and set your phone down and audio record the business dealing, that's fine. What their concern is that you're recording inside of a federal building with public. There's public access, but there's still stipulations and rules.
Right. There's areas that so I'm not recording in any restricted area. I'm able to freely be in that lobby.
Inside the lobby, yeah.
That's not restricted.
No. Hold on.
I would have a legitimate business. So what?
I'm not arguing.
No, I understand. So
Here's
I
the
just
thing.
want to
So we talked to our supervisor.
Sure,
okay? So at this point, we're kind of talking over our heads.
Okay.
What we're allowed to do.
Okay.
So right now, we talk to supervisors. What they're telling us is not allowed to report in there. Doesn't mean that you can't go to the station and talk to the supervisors to figure out why that is.
Okay.
So we gave them the information that we had right now, and based off of what their policies are and what we're told by our supervisors, you can't report it.
Okay, wait, but other than the ways that they told me that I can.
Yeah. So if you were audio recording and they've agreed to that,
yes.
then I don't see an issue.
Okay.
Right. The only time we have an issue is if they have a problem, something to call us.
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
But if you have any further questions about that, this one should happen.
Sure.
And just purely because they've already told us what we are and are not allowed to do.
Right.
Right now, we're told to tell you that we can't report it.
Okay, and I think on any other given day, I may say, well, let me speak with the supervisor. I can go down to the station and do that. That's fine. But basically, so I'm going to ask you this question: if I went inside and I recorded, then and I refused to leave, and you all came involved, what law would you tell me that I would be arrested by?
That wouldn't be sure. It would take a lot of time to figure out what we do.
Trespassing from public is what you're saying.
Well, I mean,
which really
we would have to try to figure it out. It would take
what
a lot
law I broke.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
It's not one we deal with. Right, domestic battery we deal with every day, all day long. We know those statutes really well because we deal with them.
Sure. This is a unique scenario.
Right.
And that's why we look for help supervisors to supervision. Sure. It's because they're more familiar with it, right? They get called on with all of this.
Okay.
Right. That's why if you want a firm basis on any other questions going forward,
right,
other than what we're telling you right now, you really have to be directed.
Okay, fair enough. So ultimately, but you're deferring to what it is that your supervisor said. Does he have a name of that?
So I'm not sure you're supposed to.
That's what Sergeant Chambers.
Sergeant Chambers.
You just don't search. I don't know.
Okay.
Badge number by heart.
Okay. So, but in what you, for all that you said, basically you felt that if I did go in and record, then he would ask me to leave, and then if I refuse to leave, then you say I'd be arrested, and you just don't know what that law would be.
In most cases, you probably wouldn't be arrested. By the time we get here,
yeah,
you're more than willing to leave, or at least discuss with us what's going on.
Yeah, because usually I'm being fair about it.
I very rarely take somebody to jail.
So you wouldn't know the law would be
and I
arrested.
can clarify. I mean, it's easily clarified.
And if you speak with them, it's not a
What's going on here? So he said you would be arrested, but he doesn't know the law that you will be arrested with or for.
He if I refuse, he said he wouldn't know what the law would be that they would arrest me under. But he also said that, you know, likely it would be fine. I'd be already willing to leave or whatever. So, you know, like he said, we don't deal with this all the time. So
yeah.
And by the way, the supervisor basically said the same thing. Our conversation interaction was basically, you know, once we all figure it out, then, you know, we'll have a kumbaya.
And then we come back here and see this scenario.
I think it would be great, for example, if we found out what the law is saying and whether or not it can be done, then if they came here and said, look, we understand what your policy and why you're saying what it is, and maybe it could read just a little bit differently, but ultimately my desire to report for why I'm reporting is there's no nefariousness going on, you know. So ultimately I understand what you're saying. I do appreciate the way that you have been a professor, including him. He was a little upset with me, I get it, but I'm not trying to do anything illegal. And if I do proceed and I have my mother here and we're doing the things that we want to do, I will want to report some way, and it may not be video if I can, but if I can, then I will. So ultimately we'll figure that out, and I will talk to Sergeant Chambers.
And my only recommendation is just be in communication with them about what you can and can't do. I mean, obviously they're going to know the federal guidelines of handling the sensitive information and what can and can't be reported more than we, because it's his job.
I would have tuned him out. Him right here. I would have tuned him completely out. He's just, you know.
Right, it's the management's job to protect the information of the people's lives that are in there.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
And that's the only reason.
Well, to me, that's why they have those windows that they have, right? The secure areas that they have.
You understand, there's always gray area in the law.
Yeah.
And so sometimes it takes us breaking out a book and reading through it and trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And, you know, just in a unique scenario like this, we don't do it all the time.
Yeah.
That's why we always refer to somebody that's got a lot more experience, like a guy that can work with us, right?
Yeah.
You know, obviously, he's risen to the level of supervisor, he knows more about that and those kinds of situations. So that's why I don't want to give you bad knowledge.
No, sure.
You know what I mean? Sure. So I'd rather.
Do you think he is normally reached best by phone, or I would be going to wherever it is? I'm from here, but I haven't been for a long time.
Yeah, so you could go to 1040 Main Street,
okay,
the Energy Police Department, go up to the front desk there and ask the supervisor.
Okay.
If you want to talk to that particular supervisor.
Because he's dealing with it.
Yeah,
you guys have a case number, or not a case number, but a call number? Okay,
right,
card or whatever. I appreciate that. Yeah, thank you. I mean, all of you guys are recording the whole time, right? So I'll review everything. So cool. I appreciate it. You guys be safe out there.
Thank you.
106.
Can I get the number, please?
106, number 13413. 13413. I will call 10 o'clock.
106.
That's the way it's called.
23.
And he would be able, I mean, he would have notice, and he'll be able to review what we all talked about. You said he talked about
Review, man, Marcus.
I'm going to give you this. I'm going to give you this too. It has my badge number, and I'm the one who.
Oh, okay.
And I'm the one who spoke to Sergeant Chambers. Said I wrote his name on the back if you wanted to take it.
You guys take? Appreciate it.
No problem.
Thank you.
Have yourself a good day.
Good luck to you, my friend.
John, thank you. Appreciate it. You guys have a good one.
Take care, man. So we'll try
This
that. I mean, if he goes up
motion
there,
right here. That's muted.
We'll notify you guys. I'm sure that there's always case law or something that changes what he believes the law is, right? Because he may read that and it says all public spaces, right? But with the exception to this place. So we don't know.
And I know this for a fact because it's a toxic issue. And federal buildings, if they have no importance, I mean, it's just.
He doesn't know what
You cannot go in the
Wrong.
guard office next door because you're walking over there, you can hear public market sidewalk and start reporting things.
Mute Man Marcus is just, you know, a cop explainer who doesn't know what he's talking about, but just pulls anything, and they're more annoying than anything.
Regardless of
Yeah, I mean,
so the federal buildings themselves are always exceptions to the rule. So I don't know the area in which those parameters are separated, they vary. So I don't.
Yeah,
know.
usually Indiana puts laws in place to protect that kind of information. At least he may be justified in doing it in the lobby and not going further than the lobby. I don't know.
Well,
yeah,
he has written really poorly.
Yeah,
he has written really poorly.
It absolutely is.
Yeah.
If he's right, I'm right. No, because it says you can in the 4 year.
He's right. I'm right. What?
What? What?
An entrance in the lobby.
Yeah.
But then it says after that, that's where he's got his period. And it says only with explicit permission from the tenant. Which is where we come back to this. Which,
Contact caller 2736 Road, 2736 Road, Confronting in the area.
He's referring to for the recording.
Yeah, I'm sure there's exemptions in that, and that's probably one of them. But you know, but sometimes we're
I was driving fast because
if we can get them to take off.
so don't give me a ticket.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. Well, ultimately, we got
And
them to take off at least
I've
temporarily.
seen it every way people uncomfortable with it. That's why I got it first thing. And he's been fine the whole time on that. So it's just a matter of.
See, they feel like they won just because you was like, man, I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
Officers Brother, Blackman, and Miller all walk towards the side of the building and towards their vehicles, and they're met by a manager, I assume, who I do not know or didn't have any interaction with. First, I noticed that Brother again appears to make the same motion, which to me is muting or unmuting his recording. And then he also takes a picture of a piece of paper that same gentleman gives to him. Now, in general, it probably wouldn't bother me, or I might not have even noticed that this occurred until I started looking at all the footage. Now, I made a number of mistakes as far as First Amendment auditing goes, because I wasn't completely aware when my camera wasn't actually recording, which is why I obtained all of the body cam footage. But the interaction with the two managers, including Greg Sinsky, who is the manager who I had an interaction with in part one. Again, if you haven't seen that video, go ahead and check it out. Tell me what you think. But to me, it was clear that he wasn't completely aware of the discrepancy between the CFR and the policy that the SSA has, which is the reason why I did a FOIA request on a number of things involving that policy and as it relates to filming. So it's been almost 2 months since I've gotten a response there. I have been back to Anderson, Indiana to visit my mother. Dementia sucks. But he wasn't there, and I had to resubmit, I guess, an appeal for the information I requested. So there'll most likely be another video regarding, this issue and what I would consider resolution. But I do have a dog in this fight. I do believe that there are areas within the Social Security Administration offices which you are permitted to film in, and it is not, as they indicated, something that you can't do. So I will follow up. I hope that you guys enjoyed what I've done. We'll get better. In general, I believe that the officers treated me with respect, and I tried to treat them with respect. And I jokingly chided with Brother that he's muting his button multiple times, or muting the recordings multiple times. But ultimately, I believe that, and I look at their policy, and it actually states that there are times when they can, interrupt recording, whether it be audio or video. But I just believe that more often than not, should they not do so, and more specifically, if they're having a conversation that involves being called out, then they should be recording and not muting the buttons. And a 9-minute conversation that they have with individuals involved with this particular call is likely something that should be recorded and not muted. So that's why I submitted a complaint to the Anderson PD. And when I get information regarding that, then I will let you guys know, which will be part of part 3, along with the information that's forthcoming from the SSA as far as the FOIA request goes. I really do appreciate you getting to the end of this video. Please like and share, and we'll see you on the next video.
I want to be the greatest.
Okay. So, when they say there's times that, that allows them to interrupt the footage, they need to be clear on what would be the justification of it. Like, you can't just randomly, because you don't want a conversation heard. It needs to be like, it needs to be an actual reason, like laid out clear. You can't just say they can interrupt whenever they feel like they want to. No, you can interrupt if it's pertaining to this such and such and such.
Yeah, that's the Marcus here seems to be a habitual body cam muter. I mean, it's routine for him. And in my mind, what I think, the policies are in place, obviously, to allow them to be able to have some privacy with regards to certain circumstances. But if you were routinely muting during the conversation during an investigation, you're usurping the whole process. You're affecting the record unnecessarily.
My bad, Charles. See, I had the screen set up, and it was kind of blocking some of the text. Parlay Cooper asks, he says, so FAQ, will you be a bona fide auditor?
I mean, I feel like I want to, you know, I think you and I said something via comments one time. You said they sent you through a lot of hoops with regards to the SSA. But I would like to, in fact, I've already made some steps to reach out to the SSA internally. And and I did it in a way that is kind of interesting. I mean, I'll just share that I sent one response to multiple people, and you would be surprised that it wasn't different answers, if you know what I mean. It's kind of like a stock answer. And the other side is I live in North Carolina, and the body cam laws here are a little different, where they do not consider body cam footage public record. And so, yeah, it's not public record, and neither is dash cam footage. I'm going to do probably a video on that as well. Did you say when?
Yeah, I say since when? How can that not be public? What?
Yeah, so it's not that the public can't access it under certain circumstances, but it's not classified as public record. So like you cannot FOIA request body cam footage. It's a different process.
Wow, and that's in this particular state.
No, that's where I live is in North Carolina, and my mother lives in Indiana. This is Indiana, but what I'm talking about is in North Carolina. So to answer his question, I do have some interest with regards to it. I want to study up on the laws. You know, I do have an interest and a dog in the fight. So, I mean, I don't know if you call me an auditor or not, but I have an interest in learning more about what it is that we can do as citizens in specific places with whatever policies they have in place.
Okay, so basically, we kind of in the same boat where I don't go in and say I'm a First Amendment auditor. I'm a citizen off the street exercising my constitutional rights. If you want to call that auditing, you know, then okay. I let the community call me that. You know, the community is the ones that say I'm, an auditor. I still consider myself just a citizen, want to exercise their rights, and it kind of, the more you do that, then you're doing it on a daily basis. Now I'm actually going in and auditing these buildings. Now I'm doing it, but at first that's not how I started off.
Yeah,
they kind of forced me to do it more and more and more because I didn't like the results of it. And I wanted more people to see the craziness that goes on. It's I bet you, like, you see, like, as soon as you pick up that camera and you start recording, people completely jump out their skin. You realize that a lot of people aren't really thinking. They're just, people are very robotic, and it's like, especially cops too. It's like they're not even human anymore. And it makes, if you ever watch The Matrix, it's like, it's really like that. It's like they just turn into Agent Smiths.
Yeah. Well, you hear people say, don't follow me or don't come so close or whatever. And you hear those things specifically when people have a camera. In fact, I saw a video of yours where you were walking behind the officer at, I think it was Edgecombe, Florida, wherever that is, the courthouse. And he said, don't follow me, and turned towards you, and you were kind of paused, and then he gave you a look like, keep it up.
That's why I say, or what? What you gonna do about it?
Or what? Yeah. I mean, you know what? The thing is look, I respect the law. I respect that there are laws, and I respect that there are rules, and we as people need to be, kind to each other, all those things. Yeah. I mean, I really do. But in the same breath, do I recognize that when an officer comes to you and they immediately begin to bark orders, they immediately begin to treat you a certain way simply because you're a camera. Yeah, exactly. Stand here. And, there's lots of comedians that will talk about, you are in one spot and then the officers stand here, and then you go there and then they say stand here. I mean, it seems ridiculous to me. So
if you're sitting down, stand up. If you're standing up, sit down. Like,
It's like you didn't say Simon Says. Come on now.
I'm telling you, man. I feel like it's all a thing to just display. Like they just want to display power because it's no. A lot of times it makes absolutely no sense, but they continue to, they continue to do it, and you know it really upsets me because I hate when people, I guess any adult or grown man would not like another grown man to just, that's not his father, to try to tell him, give him directives when he has absolutely like no basis or nothing. Like, come on.
You know, it's so funny. It's so funny that you say that. I was just talking to my fiance about this. When I visited in Anderson, in Indiana, my father's in the same town. He's been there all his life. But we were in the car, and I've been around on, military bases, those kind of things where putting your seatbelt on is second nature to me, but not for him. I said it one time when I heard the alarm, and as respectfully as I can, I'm like, Dad, is that your seatbelt? He's like, yeah. And like by the third time that we had gone somewhere and I said it again, Dad, you need to put your seatbelt on, he gave me that look, that pops do. And I didn't say it again after that. But, like you said, a grown man doesn't want anybody telling him anything. Right. So, do right. Or if you're doing wrong, then be willing to accept the consequences. I mean, that's what a grown man and woman does.
Pop's like, man, I deal with it if it's an issue, man. I'm willing to accept the consequences that come without having my seatbelt on. I don't need you telling me what to do, son.
For sure.
But all right, we've been at it for about an hour. If y'all have any questions in the comment section, go ahead. If not, I'm gonna give it like maybe 5 more minutes, see if some questions come in, and then if we don't have any questions, we'll go ahead and wrap it up. So
I would just like to say, James, I really appreciate you having me. It was nice that you responded back to me and invited me on, to do this. And your input is it means something to me, and I really do appreciate your work. I can tell that we've seen lots of videos coming out, so I know you're putting in the work. So I appreciate it.
Thank you, man. Oh, if you want to talk about what you actually do, which is Amazon reselling, I'm actually interested in that, and I'm going to be contacting you about getting started with that. So
okay, yeah,
I know one who actually does it, and a real person that I can talk to that does it.
Dude, I am an open book, and you can reach out anytime. You see all this stuff behind me. We just went out today to look at, or not today, yesterday, to look at options for more space because my fiance wants her house back. So she's tired of stuff around. So
yeah, just so a reseller is different from drop shipping.
Yeah, so I don't do drop shipping. I mean, it on some platforms, eBay and Amazon, it's actually, I say illegal, but it's against their policy. But what I do is I go and find items that are in good condition. My store is called ECW Pick For You. I'll drop a link or whatever. But anyway, we look for nice items that people want at a good price, and then we do it again. We do it over and over.
All right. Keep it pretty simple.
Yeah.
Look for people fun and give it to them.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you go through your closet right now, I mean, you're where you are in Thailand, right? But when you get home and you go through your closet, think of the one item or two items that you haven't worn in, we'll just say 3 months or longer. And does it still, I mean, if you did want to wear it, then you might have already worn it, but you might look at it. There's a reason why you bought it. Well, is somebody else going to buy that? And the answer is often yes. That's how I started. I started with books, but we went through our closet and we were like, this can go, that can go, that can go. We listed it. took good pictures, and you know, sure enough, we started figuring out what sells and what doesn't sell.
Okay, cool. So read a few of these last comments. I thought this was a good comment. We are all auditors. Anyone with the camera and a medium of modicum.
Yeah,
that's the first time I've seen that word. I don't know too many people use that. You got a different vocabulary there, man. Of common sense is both an auditor and press. You guys are heroes because you are willing to and able to deal with the consequences. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Parlay Cooper says, send my name. He talking about when I was saying I don't call myself auditor, but my channel is Auditor and While Black. This First Amendment freedom of the press exists for all people to observe actions of our government and report to everyone so that corruption and tyrants can be rooted out. Absolutely. And that's the thing about this whole thing. The whole thing about auditing and exercising our First Amendment right, I always say that it's actually the people's duty, because the government is not going to hold themselves accountable. The government, if you don't hold them accountable, becomes tyrannical. That's what happens. That's the whole purpose of us us keeping them in check. If we expect them to regulate themselves, that's why we're in this position we're at now, because for so long we let them govern themselves. Now they become tyrannical in the name of, in the name of security. Like everything is security. And now it's to the point where they're so secure, the people don't even have access. So
it's true.
And that's why, like, when people say, oh, stop doing this and that, well, who gives you the right, and who else is going to do it? Who else is going to do it but the people? We expect them to check themselves, or the people who have an issue with us holding them accountable. Who's going to do it is my question, to them. Who's going to do it? And usually it's nobody. That's why we end up with situations like we have right now.
Yeah, people running wild with just doing what they want, stealing money, all those kind of things. And even in the best of governments, police departments, all that stuff, there's likely someone that needs to watch someone else to be able to hold them accountable. And like you said, if it's all of our duties to do so, then occasionally doing so and doing it in a way that's not affecting business, even if you're just asking for some numbers. Can you show me what the book said? Why is it that this one street is not getting taken care of year after year? Don't we have enough money in the funds in the budget to be able to take care of this road?
Right.
Excuse me.
I just don't get why would people have a problem with you holding your government accountable? Like, I just don't. What type of person are you?
Yeah.
Sorry,
I mean, I was just going to say that, you said something earlier about people getting skittish around cameras. But imagine if a person was doing nearly the exact same thing with a pen and paper in their hand, able to record the same information and document those kind of things. It's no different. Are they going to start telling us we can't walk around with pen and paper?
Yeah, that was the old school way.
Yeah, that's how they did it. The crier, yelling about what was going on in the town. Somebody was doing it. And the Constitution.
The British are coming. The British are coming.
Exactly. Somebody was doing it.
Yeah. Now we just, and that's what they like to say. Oh, where in the Constitution does it say that video cameras? Recording is recording, man. However, just because we have moved on from just the the pen and paper method doesn't mean it, it changed the fundamental right to record.
Exactly. The Constitution can evolve even with technology.
Yeah, man. Having I guess it's about that time because now I'm starting to have technical difficulties with my camera. You see?
Yeah, for sure. No, but man, I appreciate it, and we'll have to do it some other time.
All right, take care, man.
All right, you take care. Take care, everybody else.
All right, y'all. So we're getting out of here. I appreciate everybody for joining. Make sure you go subscribe to. I wish Karen's not in here. I'm gonna drop the link to your channel. It's actually gonna be on this live stream, but I want to drop it in the chat just to have it there.
Thanks, man.
But yeah, go subscribe to Craig's channel, FAQ the Madness. He does content for reselling, and you're at a place where you're able to sustain yourself with this.
Sure.
Correct.
I mean, like
I know it goes up and down, but
yeah, I mean, she hasn't made me do anything like go out and do other than what I'm doing. So she works what she does, and then we pay the bills. So we take care of what we need to take care of. So
okay, cool. But all right, y'all. So make sure y'all go subscribe. Are you gonna be doing more, checking out more buildings, or
Yeah, so I just went to a courthouse Friday, and like I said, I'm going to be digging into this body cam thing. I just find it interesting that that it's not considered a public record. Not every state considers body cam footage and dash cam footage public records, but I think there should be a push to find out if we can make the laws different in North Carolina. So.
Yeah, it should, because that's absolutely crazy. But
yeah,
right,
I'll send you an email for what the law is, and you'll be like you just said, wow.
Yeah, I may actually go over it on the live stream too, just so everybody else sees it, because that sounds as crazy as it sounds to me. I bet reading it would be even crazier.
Yeah, for sure.
But all right, y'all. # stop muting body cam footage. Catch y'all in the next video stream or whatever it may be. I appreciate everybody for stopping by. AWB, I'm out. FAQ the Madness.
Thanks, man. Take it easy, everybody.
All right, y'all take care.